Hey y'all.
Hello, hello.
It is Lauren.
It is Jamie, and welcome to the Chicks and Dip podcast.
Oh my gosh. Some of y'all might have listened to us before. Some of you might be new here. We are so happy to have y'all. This is episode 1 of the Chicks and Dip podcast.
Yeah, we are so excited to be starting this journey. Oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing. This is our dream come true.
Yes, by the time this comes out, hopefully all of y'all have watched the trailer.
Yep.
If not, check it out.
Yep.
But a little bit, I guess we can kind of start with a little bit about what we're doing.
Yeah, and who we are, yeah.
Yeah, who we are. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, do your intro first. Tell me about you.
Oh,
Who
okay.
are you?
I was like, what? What are you talking about? Yeah, so my name is Jamie. I'm originally from upstate New York, but I've lived in Savannah for about 2 years now. Actually, almost 2 years. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What else about me? Love musical theater. It's a good time. Love to have a good time, but also love to stay home. Love wine. Big wine drinker. So that
Those
is
are
about
like,
me.
Like the key points.
They
Like
really
if-
are.
Yeah, if this was your dating profile, I would know.
Right?
I would know.
You
yeah.
know. Yeah.
I'm Lauren Wolverton. I'm from Mississippi, and I've been in Savannah also about 3 years, a little over 3 years. I really like beer. You know, like
Yep.
I'm trying to base my
Yeah, I
answers
was like-
off of you. I like beer. I like coffee. I like to exercise. Yeah, I don't know. I really like Taylor Swift. Those
Yeah.
are some of the key points for
Oh my
me.
God. Yes, Taylor Swift all the way. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of how we work. We are so polar opposites, but so similar at the same time. But I think
Yeah.
that's why it works.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
We're like just different enough where we're like always learning something new about each other. And
Oh, always.
It's fun.
I mean, even before we started this, it's like, oh, you never told me that. It's like,
Right.
new news.
Okay, so now you know us a little bit about this podcast.
Yeah.
Chicks and Dip came to be because Jamie and I are both around 25, and both of us kind of had a career path that completely went to shit.
Change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of figuring it out, and we found ourselves going to like happy hour, going to lunch, and we would always be talking about our lives over chips and dip. And we're like, you know what? We feel like we listen to a lot of podcasts of older people giving advice, and we love that, but I haven't found one that feels like someone who's going through the same shit that we're going through.
Yeah, and I genuinely feel like the age of 25 is so hard, honestly, because, you know, you feel like an adult and you feel like you need to have your shit together, but at the same time, you don't. You're still so young. I mean, how many times do we hear, oh, you're young. You don't have to have it figured out. It's okay, well, I feel like I do. Because then everybody's like, oh, do this, pay your taxes, do all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
hard, and
It's a lot.
you expect to leave college or whatever you do post high school and just be thrust into this like shining bright career in life and
Yeah.
glorious house and husband and whatever, and it's like, okay, sometimes there's some bumps along the way.
Yeah.
So we're here to get real and talk about everything that you and your friends talk about over chips and dip.
Yeah, you know, things that we've experienced, things that we haven't experienced, and we're going to bring guests on to kind of help them, or rather them help us figure these things out at the end of the day. But we are so excited. We just want to be relatable, and we want to be honest, honestly, about things that we've gone through.
Yeah. So with that, we didn't want to spend like a whole episode just like talking about ourselves. I mean, we can do that, but we did want to pick a topic to kind of kick off the podcast.
Yeah.
And we are diving into how to say no to a date, say no to give somebody, like giving someone your number, that all of the things that go along with that. And it kind of happened because me and Jamie just like this week were talking about this like funny story that happened to her a while ago, and we were like, wait, this
Yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah, and then we all kind of started talking. Also, our producer, Erica Lang, back there. Girl, she was part of this conversation as well. Over chips and dip, we were talking about this.
Yep.
So we kind of realized that all of us have similar stories of a time, multiple times actually, that a guy just like, too much. You're doing too much. You know, trying to get the number, ask for a date in a situation that's really, there's no reason. You
Right.
know, like the vibe is not there. And it's like, how do you get out of that situation, you know, without seeming like a brat?
Right, right.
In a way.
Yes.
So we were talking about, I guess I'll dive into kind of how this sparked up. So recently, you know, the hard part about social media is you feel like you know everyone,
Yes.
even if you don't know them. And I think that is the root of the problem nowadays. You can follow someone on social media and be like, oh, I know where you're from. I know where you went to school. I know what you do every single day. So rightfully so, when you see the person in person, actually, it's like, oh, we know each other.
Right. You want to give them a hug and be like, how's your mom? I
Right.
saw that you went on vacation with her. And it's like, we've never spoken in person. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's very weird. And, so I just was kind of interacting with this person and everything, and suddenly it turned into, we're going to go get drinks. And I'm like, yeah, as a group, right? And it was like, no, we're going to go get drinks. Like, us. And then it walked away, and it was like, okay.
Are
what? But why? I mean, that's fine, but I really don't know you that well. You need to get to know someone before it's like, we're automatically going to go get drinks together. We're going to go on a date and do this. I mean, hey, let's just hang out in some group settings first. And then if you feel like you're vibing with someone, then that's fine. But then it's totally well, I didn't even know you were interested in me.
Right. To me, the line is if we know each other, then you can tell me we're going to do this. I don't know. For me, whenever someone tells me the plan versus asking me, I like it if I am tight with them like that. You know,
you're into it.
Yes. If we've been flirting before and you say we're going to go eat dinner tomorrow night, be ready at 7. I'm like, oh, wow. Oh, yeah, we are. But if I literally have never spoken to you before and you're like, we're getting drinks, I'm like, who are you? No, we're not.
Yeah, and it's even if you have spoken to them before, you got to read the room. And that's where, it is so attractive when a guy is very forward and it's like, hey, I want to do this. But again, read the room, read the situation. If you don't really know each other, take a step back and actually take time to learn each other. Because what we were saying the other day, you don't know someone's background. Someone might have just come out of a relationship that's really not ready to do that yet, and then it puts you in an awkward situation of I would love to go get drinks with you, but as a friend. And
exactly.
Just because personally you might not be ready, and what if you're not interested in the person? But then it comes the awkward point of well, I didn't mean it that way. I did mean as friends. And you're like, bro.
No, you didn't.
Okay, no, you didn't. But
no, you
that's
didn't.
fine.
Yeah. This has happened. We've kind of been pinging stories off. And whenever I was in college, I got all the way on the date. Whenever he asked me to go to dinner, I thought it was going to be a friendly thing because honestly, I thought he was gay. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to go hang out with my classmate who I think is gay. Right. And we're going to have a great time at dinner. And here's the thing. We were bonding over our love of Dolly Parton at dinner. So I still thought he was gay. I know that's a stereotype, but I was like, oh yeah, for sure.
Good.
And so I just didn't see it coming whenever it took a turn into talking about our relationships. And then there was a comment made about how I looked pretty and stuff. And I was like, wait a second. I was like, have I misread this severely? And I had. He for sure thought it was a date. And then I realized I skipped the whole awkward moment of saying no to a date. I was already on the date and now I had to get myself out of it. And I feel bad about this, but I texted my roommates and I was like, you guys, I've made a mistake. I need to get done with this date because he had this whole thing he wanted to go to 6 bars. He wanted it to be a whole nighttime thing. The entire night we're going to be out on this date. And I'm like, I just don't want to lead him on. And I panicked and I didn't know how to just tell him, hey, we're out here as friends. That's what I should have done. I didn't do that. I texted my roommates and told them to make up a plan. And so they were texting me, calling me we've got to go to so-and-so's birthday party. You need to get home. And I was like, oh darn, I totally forgot I have 9:30 p.m. birthday dinner to go to. And he was like, what? And so he dropped me off. And all my roommates were in my house in pajamas. Obviously, we're not going out at 9:30. So he knew, and it was terrible. And I felt so bad about it. But I wish that I had the confidence and the knowledge or whatever just to say to him over dinner, hey, I just want to check in right now. We're here as friends, or what are you thinking that this is? I think that probably would have been better because I'm sure his feelings were hurt whenever he realized my friends were lying to get me home. That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then it kind of opens up a conversation is that something that you just have to learn with time? How, I don't know, what do you do? Whenever you're feeling weird, what do you do?
I know, and I think even in the situation that I was talking about, it's not even that you might not be interested in going. I think it's just kind of making sure that everyone is on the same page. Yeah. And, there are assumptions. I 100% could have assumed, but I think that's where you do need to get to know someone a little bit better before it's hey, let's spend one-on-one time together, unless you're on a dating app and you're on there for a reason,
right.
But if you're seeing someone for the second or third time and it suddenly is let's go do this. And when other comments are made, you're just kind of, whatever. It's just kind of weird. But I think we do struggle as young women to, I don't want to say find your voice, but kind of also to set boundaries.
Jamie?
Okay. So this is also how this came up. I am so bad. I'm always scared I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings. It's not well. So a few years ago, long story short, there's this big racetrack horse racing thing that goes on in Saratoga, New York, where I'm from. And I was hanging out with my stepdad at one of the bars. And I was going to get a drink or whatever. And I deliberately was like, let me go stand by this table with a bunch of things on it, because then nobody's going to come up to me. They're going to think like, oh, people are coming back to stand with me. It made sense in the moment.
What?
And then it made sense in the moment.
The first time I heard this story, I didn't know the table detail.
Yeah,
I'm just confused.
Like, the table detail. I just thought like with things on the table, then people would be like, oh, people are joining her in a second. I'm not going to come over and talk
Like
to
a
her.
dining table.
It was like a high top table.
Okay,
yeah, that you stand on.
Doesn't matter.
You know
The table
what I mean?
literally doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
No, there was no reason for that. Erica's like, what the hell? Okay, so anyways, so I was standing around the table, and this guy comes up to me, like clearly a little bit older than me, but he was cute, so we were just chatting, like literally not even flirting, just chatting. My stepfather comes over, and in my head I'm like, oh God, this is going to be really good, really good. So we're all chatting, very normal, nothing, whatever. And the guy at the end was like, hey, we're all going to go to, I forget the bar, but it's irrelevant. He's like, we're going to go to XYZ later. Can I get your number? And then we can go. So now my stepdad is like, what? What is going on? So I give him my number, and he walks away. My stepdad's like, do you not know this man? And you just gave him your number? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I just didn't really know what to do. He's like, you don't need to give your number to someone. I thought you two knew each other. He's like, you need boundaries. You need to know how to tell people no, blah, blah, blah. So that Christmas, I got a book about setting boundaries.
You know, this is serving, the American Girl book that they give you to teach you about your period?
Oh, yeah.
This is serving
it.
that
This is
energy.
it.
Like, the boundary book,
Yeah.
the period book. They're all on a shelf somewhere.
Oh, yeah. So, like, this has been a running trend with my family. That was when I was, like, 21 years old. Like, this is still going on. Like, learning how to set boundaries. But in a real sense, it's a legitimate thing. It's like, how do you say no to someone if they're asking for your number, if they're asking you on a date, and you're just not interested, or you just don't want to take those steps with them?
Yeah, and everybody always says, oh, like, give somebody a fake number. I'm never going to do that.
No.
That is so rude. And then the poor person whose phone number you give, they're confused. Like, I think the lying part is worse. And, like, that's why I bring up that college story. Like, I don't think lying straight up is ever the answer.
No, definitely not.
I think just as honest and polite as you can be. I don't know. And it is different. Like, I do have a boyfriend. And so on St. Patrick's Day, this actually, like, just happened. This dude came up, and I was wearing this, like, fabulous tinsel jacket. And so he was like, you look like Macho Man. And I was like, who's that? And so, like, we were, like, joking about my outfit and stuff. And he was so nice. Like, I really didn't pick up a, like, full-on flirty vibe.
Right.
We were just kind of, like, hitting it off in, like, a friendly way. We were at a bar, and so my boyfriend Cameron was literally like right behind me talking to some of our other friends, and I'm chatting with this guy probably like 5 minutes or so, and we had a mutual friend and all this, and so then he's like, oh, like me and so-and-so, our mutual friend, are gonna be out tomorrow. Would you want to meet up and hang out tomorrow morning? And then like I realized like, okay, I don't know exactly how he's taking this, and so the funny part about this was like all of our friends were like all standing around like watching this go down, so I had an audience. It was kind of funny. Yeah. And so I looked at him and I just said, I just like want to be upfront, like, and clear. My boyfriend is standing like literally right there. I'm like loving this, but I just like want to be clear about that. And he goes, oh, I misread that. Sorry. And like he made a joke about it. Like, thank God he wasn't a weirdo or some like crazy ass, And he took it well, and he just like followed me on Instagram and then said goodbye and went about his way. And I have never seen him again.
Yeah.
And to me, that was great, and I understand not everybody will take it that way. Some people will be like, oh, or something, but he was really nice, and it felt good to not have to make up some excuse as to why I can't give him my phone number or whatever. And that's a unique situation because I actually have a boyfriend who's right there.
Yeah.
But I think being honest is a solid plan.
I think it is too, and it's also just being comfortable with just saying no.
Yes.
Literally, and like maybe that's just more of a problem for me than other people, but we were talking about this situation the other day, and it kind of makes me look shitty, but I'll be honest about it. Because it was so harmless in my head and whatever. But anyways, the last guy that I was dating, he was like away at the time. He was deployed and everything. And I was out at the bar with all my girlfriends. And we were genuinely just like in a big group of people, talking very harmlessly. Like, I swear on my life, no flirting, nothing going on. Like, just making conversation with people our age. Once again, I think he misread the situation and asked me for my number. Looking back now, literally never should have done that. I was fully dating someone, but I wasn't giving it in the way of trying to be sneaky, trying to do something like that. I felt so uncomfortable that I didn't know what to do.
Right.
I was just like, okay.
It's like almost easier just to give someone your number than make it a deal. And that's how it feels.
That's exactly what I thought. I'm like, you know what? I'll give him my number, and if he ever says anything to me, I'll address it, or I'll literally block his number. Like, it doesn't. It's fine. But, so he did. He texted me the next morning. It was like, hey, you guys, like, were awesome. Would really love to see you again. And I was like, I am really sorry. I should have told you this last night, but I didn't, because I just didn't think the conversation was going that way. I was like, I fully have a boyfriend that I'm in love with, and this is not, but I hope you find someone for you.
Like, I hope you find somebody out there.
Do your thing.
Bye, buddy.
But looking back on it now, and also my boyfriend like kind of had a feeling that something had happened. Like, I was drunk by the time I got home, and when I was telling him like that we were talking to these guys, I left out the detail. But
he had a woman's intuition
moment.
Yeah,
he really did. And he had asked me the next day, he's like, did you give your number to somebody last night? And I said yes. Like, I was very honest about it. I was like, yes, I did, but it was not in that way.
No.
It was literally in the way that a woman being put in a situation where she does not know how to get out of it, and I was like, that was the only thing I knew to do, was to just do that and then block his number if he ever said anything, let him know, like, I wasn't interested in him, nothing. I just was trying to get out of the situation, and I felt very uncomfortable after, like, the time of all of us talking, having these conversations, being like, no, I'm good, thanks, though.
Yeah.
But honestly, I've gotten a lot better about it now, because I almost lost my boyfriend at that time.
Right.
Like, he was really, and rightfully so. I mean, if roles were reversed, I would have been like, what the hell? Because then you speculate about what was going on. But I was completely wrong in that situation, but it really made me think, like, you need to say no.
Yeah.
If you are not interested in someone, you just need to say no. And you know what? If somebody's going to take it the wrong way, they're going to take it the wrong way. And if they're going to be an asshole about it, they're going to be an asshole.
That's so true. And then it's not somebody you want to be hanging out with anyway.
No,
right.
And it's not. So I think it's, you know, learning being in that situation now, I would just feel like, hey, like, you're really sweet, you're really nice. I'm not in a position to do that right now.
Right. Simple and sweet. That's the thing. I think a lot of times we start to, at least me, I start to overthink, and I'll have like 2 paragraphs typed out in a text, and I'm like, okay, I don't have to give them that much detail. Literally all that, you don't owe this person anything. You just have to say, hey, thank you, I'm good, or whatever. Thank you, I have a boyfriend. Thank you, I'm not interested. Like, short and sweet, and they'll get it.
Right, and I think, like, honestly, if you're kind of in the mindset, you know, like we joke that I'm in right now, like, I'm not interested in, like, trying to date somebody right now. So, you know, it sounds all great to hang out with people, but if they're wanting it on that level, that's where I am very honest, and I'm like, hey, like, I am not ready for that. So I think it is, like you were saying, just being honest with people. Yeah. And it's hard, and it's really scary, but I think we get so worked up in our heads about what is going to be the outcome, and it's never that.
No. And I do want to, like, just touch on, alcohol is a whole nother level. Like, whenever you're out at the bars, like, even whenever, like, I was single, it just adds a whole nother layer of, like, you not thinking quite clearly, and, you know, like, you are, like, maybe you, I don't know, like, if someone's hitting on you, you probably entertain it more than you would, because you're not fully, you know, yourself, and that's a whole nother situation that we'll have to dive into on another episode, but, like, you know, whenever you're at a bar, it's a tricky thing, but I think if you, like, practice it in your day-to-day, not that this is happening, like, every single day.
Oh, right.
But I mean, if you, like, get good at setting boundaries, like, I feel like that, like, comes out whenever you're at a bar, too. You know what I mean?
And, you know, and I feel like this is where it applies to our age, because, you know, we're not 30-year-old women that have been figuring this out. You know, I mean, these are experiences that we are having in real time.
Oh, yeah.
And taking them situation by situation, like, how do I approach this?
I was literally just thinking about that, like, if anybody who's, like, 40 and very mature is listening to this,
Yeah,
they're
like,
probably like,
"You're
this is the
dumb."
stupidest conversation I've ever heard. But this is the mindset. We are 25. We don't know what the hell we're doing. Like, we don't know. We don't know how to act. That's why we're doing this podcast.
Yeah, and it's like, exactly.
Okay.
And yeah. Oh my gosh. Wait, so this is going to be so fun.
We have Googled how to turn down a date, and we found one article that's like actually kind of sweet. Cosmo got men to answer like the nicest ways they've been rejected, and then WikiHow has 10 polite ways to reject a date over text, and those are freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
Which one should we do first?
I think we should do the genuine one first from Cosmo.
Yeah. All right, we're getting it pulled up, you guys.
And some of these are just funny because there's just simply no way.
No. Okay. So these are the men telling their stories of the nicest ways that they have been rejected and what they said. All right, man number one.
Oh, God.
Are you reading the WikiHow?
No, I was reading the Cosmo one.
Oh, okay. She said, I think you're a wonderful person, but I just don't feel any attraction for you. I'm sorry. It was the first time a woman was actually honest and didn't try to say that I'm too much like a brother. Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah,
I think that's one of the worst things you can say to someone. If you friend zone them, that hurts. But if you brother zone them, that's disgusting.
You put them in sibling zone.
Literally, that's gross.
Yeah, that's not well. Yeah, very honest. I appreciate her being honest. I don't know if we need to go into the attraction part because that is deep. If somebody looked at me and was like, I'm just not attracted to you, I'd be like, oh, okay, thanks.
Fuck you then. Like, what?
It really just comes across as like, it's not just that we're not vibing, it's like, I just think you're ugly.
That's true. And the
Genuinely.
harsh reality is that not everyone is attracted to you, but our egos want to think that they are. I think everyone's attracted to me, and if you're not, then something's wrong with you. So, like, if you're rejecting me, you don't need to put that detail in there.
I'm
We're
a
good.
catch,
We're good.
guys. I'm a catch.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2. Straight up and honest. Okay, we're on the honesty policy.
The men like the honesty.
Yeah, straight up and honest. After the first date, I called her a few days later to see if she wanted to hang out again, and she said, hey, I think you're great, but the chemistry just isn't there. Kind, honest, direct. Yeah,
I like
that's
that.
good. That is good.
That's way better than calling someone ugly.
Yep. Oh, God.
Oh, all right. This one to me is just like a little bit textbooky. Oh my gosh.
It's Lauren's cat.
I'm sorry. If y'all heard like a little meow, I do have a cat. His name is Mr. Kim. Y'all will meet him at some point.
Yeah, he's going to be a character.
Yeah, he's probably going to make an appearance. Oh, get out of here, buddy.
There he goes.
All right, man number 3 says, she said, sorry, but I'm not interested in a romantic or sexual relationship with you. He said it was clear and to the point. I mean, that's not as bad as saying I'm not attracted to you, but like if someone texts me, I'm not interested in a sexual relationship with you, I'm deleting that number because that's like a really calculated way of speaking.
I know. It's just like when we get into this like sexual attractiveness part, I just really think that can be left out. And also, can we just none of these answers are going to be said at a bar.
Oh, no.
None of them.
No.
None of them. Like, I can see if you're on a date, somebody's dropping you off at home. Like, hey, great time. Thank you for dinner. I'm going to pass. I'm going to...
No! Or like you can't tell someone you're not attracted to them. What you need to say is, I'm going to pass. Hi.
Can you tell I'm still learning? I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass. And that's just not well. That's not well. Okay, wait. I need to skip down to number 6. Because this straight up just says, a very blunt, no thank you. Sis. I mean, yeah, but wow.
That might be the best one. You can say that at a bar. No, thank you. And then just leave. Like,
I just like, I'm picturing if I was asking someone for their number, because sometimes a woman's got to make the move. Don't be afraid to ask for someone's number. I think guys find it attractive when you do that. But can you imagine if you're like, hey, like, I think you're kind of cute, then I get your number, and they're like, no thanks. That's equivalent to pass. I'm going to pass.
I'm going to pass.
I'm going to pass
Next.
on that one.
Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm like skipping down to find like one more good one before we move on. Oh, this bitch has some confidence. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not interested, but I know it was probably hard to ask me out. I'm sorry. Hope you have a nice day. What?
And the guy goes, wait, this is a better response. She was a sweet girl. I wish her nothing but the best. What?
What does she mean? I know it's hard to ask me out. Right? Like, that seems, like, very
I
confident.
mean,
like,
was he coming out of the friend zone? Is that why?
oh, maybe we don't know the context. That's probably right.
I mean, still, though, the verbiage of that,
That
we
is
really
so
could have
weird.
gone without.
That's so weird.
We really could have kind of maneuvered our way around
She
that one.
said, hope you have a nice day. Okay. Okay. We're going to move on into the glorious advice of WikiHow.
Yeah.
I've visited WikiHow to figure out how to, like, hang a picture frame or, like, trim a hangnail. So I'm really curious to see what their dating advice is.
I'm scared.
Okay, here we go. Their first point is be tactfully honest. Okay, there's a trend here, you guys. Be honest.
I feel like we're just missing something.
Their tip number 2 is get to the point. Reduce awkwardness and hurt by keeping it short and sweet. Does WikiHow have better advice than Cosmo right now?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that they actually might. Oh?
I'm staring at yours because it won't open on my phone.
Oh, it's not opening? Here you go. Include a compliment. I'm really flattered, but I'm not interested in you that way. Okay.
Like that way.
Explain that you're busy. Sorry, I'm just really busy with school, says WikiHow. Highlight your differences. I'm sorry, but I think we're really different people. Okay, I'm going to say something.
Yeah.
WikiHow, I thought that these were going to be the bad ones. But these are kind of like, what is your response? I'm sorry, but I think we're really different people. Who's going to try to fight you on that? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, okay, that didn't work.
I think the biggest thing is like, at least for me, I'm just so scared to hurt someone's feelings.
Yeah, we got to get past that.
I
Not you. I mean, we like
collectively as a group.
we
No.
as young
No,
women.
but me too. But this is exactly what people go through.
Yeah, I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings either. But I think that once, I'm not going to say once you hurt someone's feelings, but once you do it once, it might
just
not
like-
be so hard.
Go ahead. No, honestly, that's very true.
You know?
Because after after that whole situation, like now, if I genuinely am not interested, I'm like, meh.
I'm going to pass, Jamie
Meh.
said.
I'm gonna skip to the next song.
Yeah.
Another thing that we want to touch upon when it comes to that is how to do these things correctly.
Oh, it is a thin line, people, between like shooting your shot and like, you know, like being fun and bold
Yeah.
and like being full on creepy.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we like kind of wanted to touch on that, like some things that we love and some things that we hate. Like earlier I said that I love somebody who like does make a plan, but it's all about the context. Like we have to at least know each other before you just tell me where to be at what time. Like,
Right.
I need to know that you're not going to kidnap me and murder me.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's also, you know, we keep going back to like the reading the room and
Yeah.
social media and stuff. My biggest advice to guys from a girl's perspective, and of course they have different ones from us, but I mean, get to know someone first. I mean, even if you do slide into someone's DMs and be like, hey, I think you're really pretty, maybe talk a little bit and then ask them out on a date. Don't just straight up be like, I want to get drinks with you, or like, I want to, what, it's
Right.
too much.
It is.
It's
It
just,
really is.
sometimes it's too aggressive.
Yeah, I was telling this story at over Chips and Dip the other day, and whenever me and Cameron had first started dating this guy that like I went to college with, I didn't know him, like we were not friends, so we just followed each other on like social media. And once I like fully launched me and Cameron's relationship on Instagram, he had just moved to Charleston, and which is like near Savannah, and he sent me a message and was like, hey, when you and your boyfriend break up, give me a call. And I'm like, when?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I don't know him. Like, if that would have been somebody that, like, I had, like, a fun, flirty relationship in college, it still wouldn't be funny, but it would be slightly more understandable of why you felt like you could send that to someone. But, like, this is a stranger. I literally don't know this person, and I'm like, I don't want to know you now because you made me feel like, number one, I just launched my relationship. Chill out with that. But number two, like, why would I want to go on a date with someone who's messaging someone with a boyfriend like that?
Right.
You know, like if in a world where, let's say I did end up on a date with this person, that's in the back of my mind, you know? Like,
Yep.
are you messaging someone else, like, right now? Like, because clearly you don't respect relationships.
Yeah, I feel like people think they're being slick, and it's like, oh, just letting them know that I'm interested. But
No,
then it's like,
you're
no, I
being
actually
weird.
remember what you do at the end of the day. And whether it's launching your relationship or realizing that the relationship is no longer being launched. I mean,
Ding, ding.
it genuinely, I mean, there's been like a couple people, honestly, that it's like, you know, I'm very much so when I'm in a relationship, I want to post them all over my social
Yeah.
media. Like, I want people to know how happy I am. And, you know, when you kind of take those things away, people notice. But if somebody makes a comment, it's like, oh, I see you're not dating so-and-so anymore. It's like, yeah, no, I'm not. Didn't really work out. Great, let's go get drinks. Like, no.
Relax.
That's not how no. Like, that's just, because people go through their own processes, and it's just like, that's not the way to do it at all. Because you also don't know if they're still talking to their ex. Like, why do you want to put people in that situation?
Why? I don't know. We could beat this horse forever.
Yeah.
But, like, just read the room, people. And if you can't read the room, then I don't really have advice for you. I don't know what to say.
I mean, honestly, if any of you guys have, like, crazy stories about maybe when it went wrong and that you told somebody no, please tell us.
That's the thing. I don't think that ever happens. Like, I think that's, like, the point that we need to, like, hone in on is, like, if you're just honest, like, the odds that someone is going to, like, absolutely, like, freak in a regular situation, I mean. Like, if you're at a bar or something like that, or if someone texts you. The odds that something goes, like, life-changingly wrong are very slim, I think.
And you know what? Even if it does, that's not somebody that you want to be with anyways.
That's true. That's so true. If they freak out, that's on them.
Yeah, I mean, that's their own issue.
Anyways, honesty, you guys. That's the message behind this episode.
Yeah, you know what? We're going to get better. We're going to get better. Watch. Like, now I'm going to go out tonight and something's going to happen. I'm going to be like, no. You know what I'm saying? No, thank you.
James going to be firing off no thank yous. I'm pass.
No.
Pass. No one's even going to talk to you. You're going to be like, nope. Don't even try it.
Honestly, like, it's just so funny because I also feel like guys always assume that, like, we're always getting hit on at the bar, too.
We're not. That's
Literally,
the thing.
no. Oh, my God. Like, the amount of times that you have to tell people that, it's like, no, really, I think I just have, like, a resting bitch face at the bar or something. But, like, people don't talk to me at the bar.
I know, that's actually a good point to clarify. Like, we're doing, like, this whole episode on this. People are probably like, who are these girls? Like, who do they think they are getting hit on left and right?
Yeah,
that's not what we're saying. But when it does happen, we want y'all to be ready.
Yeah, you got to be prepared. Have your survival kit,
We got you.
From the Chicks and Dip podcast.
Exactly.
It's so good.
Well, we're trying to, so if you're watching the video version, we do have these chips and dip, and we're trying to figure out exactly what we're going to do with them. I don't want to gross you guys out and eat one now, so maybe we'll, like, do the outro and then, like, end with a chip bite or something, you know?
Yeah, I think that
because I think if I try to do our outro with a mouthful, you guys will never listen to this ever again.
That might get a little sloppy.
This is an ASMR
And honestly, knowing how Lauren eats chips, it might just end up on all of her clothing. I swear, every time we go and get chips and salsa or chips and queso or anything, we look at the table, we're like, how did this happen?
I eat like an animal, just like an animal. I don't understand it. And the thing is, I've gone my entire 25 years of life thinking I'm a very, very polite person. But you know what it is? Y'all know about cotillion?
Kind of.
My sister's in the studio today. She's cracking up.
Yep.
Okay, cotillion is this thing that they send you to. They try to send you to when you're what, Rachel? Like 14? 12, okay? Oh. They try to send a bunch of 12-year-old kids to learn how to eat right, and they put you, it's like in She's the Man. They send her to that fancy course.
Yeah.
So my parents tried to get me to do that, and I literally refused. I was like, I will not go. And like, I actually don't know how I got away with that because, like, that's not the vibe in my house. Like, I couldn't refuse to do anything, and I refused to go to cotillion, and for some reason, I didn't have to go. And now I eat like an animal, and I'm trying to think maybe I should have gone to cotillion.
Hey, it's never too late. You learn something new every day.
Should I go be like double the age of all those 12-year-olds at cotillion?
Wait, that is mind-blowing to me. This is a whole other episode that we want to do, too, where we, like, compare growing up in New York compared to Mississippi and the things that are different, because we, again, learn something new every day. But I didn't know that was a real thing. I straight up thought that was a movie thing. I didn't know that do you have to dress in fancy dresses and all this stuff, and you learn, like, wow.
You learn the forks, you learn to dance, like, you learn to, like, do the lineup across from each other and do the whole dances. Oh, yeah. It's the whole thing.
Wait, I kind of want to do it just for, like, shits and gigs.
Honestly, I don't mean this in any shady way, but, like, I think that you would actually be good at it. Like, I do. Like, you like to dance and, like, stuff. Like, I think that you would be a good candidate for cotillion. I don't think I would be.
Honestly, that sounds like something I might slightly enjoy.
Yeah. Well, look, sign us up, y'all. The local cotillion group. We got 2 adults trying to join.
Oh my God.
We're going to get flagged. Like, I live near school. I can't go to cotillion. They're going to think I'm a weirdo.
What is happening? We're going to keep you on record, Lauren, for real. Oh my God.
We're going down a rabbit hole.
Yeah. At the end of the
day. All this to say, we're going to have new episodes out every Monday.
Yeah.
You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, all the places that you get your podcasts at.
Yeah. Yeah, we got
It's
TikTok,
socials.
and you can follow us on Instagram, Chicks and Dip Pod.
Yes, that's our TikTok handle too, right?
Yeah,
Socials at Chicks and Dip Pod.
Yeah.
Facebook, TikTok, Instagram.
Yeah, make sure to follow, like, subscribe on everything. We really want to grow this thing and blow it out of the water. And you can follow us personally on social media. My account is my name, Jamie Burton, but with 2 A's. We're getting a little
2 A's in the
crazy
Jamie.
there.
Jamie Burton.
Jamie.
And my handle is Lauren_Wolverton.
Yay.
So we're so excited, y'all. We have like
Yeah.
some really, really good guests coming up, and so thank you for joining us for episode 1.
Yeah, we're very
We'll be back
excited. This
soon.
is like going to be our baby, and Erica's as well.
Yes.
We got the 3 girls in this, so we'll keep you updated with everything and when new episodes are coming out and all that stuff. But thank you for joining us. We're excited to start this new journey.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be good.
Let's have a chip.
A little chip.
French onion dip and coffee sounds
wow.
lovely.
I got 2 chips.
Okay. Cheers.